Hi guys, good afternoon. Welcome to the second in our series of webinars. I'm Richard, Managing Director. This is my colleague Kian, our Marketing Manager.
Good afternoon.
We thought we'd start quite early in the year this year with a webinar. I think with what's predicted for the marketplace this year, it could be tough. But we genuinely think that with the products that we make, both on the sash and on the secondary, that opportunities are going to potentially exist even more. And likewise, we think a real strength of what we need to make sure we kind of punch through any adversity in the economy is the need for not only for our customers to invest in us, but also for us to invest in them. And to do that, I think we need to make sure that we're on point in making sure you're aware of all of the products, what's coming up, any software opportunities, any marketing support. And really just make sure that we're in a position where we can also listen to you guys, because as much as we do what we do from here, you guys are in the trenches on this, and you'll know if there's more that we can offer as support, whether that's based on some of the product designs or options, or whether it's things that you feel like we need to help more on from a marketing point of view. So that's kind of the main reason for it. But we'll kick this off. Okay, so starting this off. Okay, so a little bit of housekeeping. So obviously just this webinar is being recorded, fairly obviously. Microphones are muted for all attendees, cameras are turned off for all attendees, and there'll be a Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions throughout, please put them in the Q&A or email Nicola. The email address is there on the screen. So yeah, if we start off by the agenda. So we've done the introduction. Kian's going to cover some factory tour opportunities. I'm going to go through the Rose collection, go into some of the options again. Kian's going to cover some product news, so some things that are coming up. And Kian's also going to cover the updated customer pack and trade hub, so from a marketing point of view. BM Touch, so that's a new software thing we've been working on, so I'm going to kind of go through that. And then we'll have the Q&A at the end. So Kian.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining. So all throughout last year, we conducted factory tours here at Roseview. They were a great success. As you can see here on the left, here's some examples of people that did join us last year. The main kind of purpose is to meet us face to face and meet with both the factory staff and the office staff and people that you deal with on a day-to-day basis. It's great to gain an insight into our manufacturing process and our quality control, see the products as they're being made from start to finish, and kind of understand the difference in how our Ultimate Rose is made compared to our other two models, Heritage and Charisma Rose. It's also great to receive some tailored product training and to better serve your customers. So if you've got any installation teams or any sales teams that would like to attend, we can host a maximum of 8 people for the factory tour and for the meeting. So if you've got anybody that you'd be looking to bring down, please do. And it's also great to explore some specific marketing and sales support needs for you. Everybody works in a completely different way when it comes to their marketing and sales methods and tactics. So it's great to sit down, understand a little bit more about what you do from both a physical perspective and a digital perspective, and then to better service your needs. And also it's a great opportunity to get some technical training and installation on our products and the performance of our products.
Yeah, I think I'll just add to that, Keen. I think we started pushing for these last year. And as you say, I think it's been a real success. And what I touched on before is the need for the relationship to grow between supplier and partner. And I think this is a great opportunity to do that. I think it can only help by getting face-to-face introductions with the people that, you know, our customers have to deal with, and likewise the other way around. And I think that there's so many endless options and endless things that we do, and it's sometimes difficult to lay that out always in marketing support and things like that. So physically being here, taking a look around the factory, and then we can also explore more the sort of things that we're working on in the background.
Indeed.
And you know, because as I said before, feedback from you guys is paramount to us kind of driving this business forward, and we want as much of that as we can get, and I think these are a great opportunity to do that.
It is. It's a great opportunity to learn from the people that are on the ground, and such as yourselves, and to kind of experience what's going on, what the market sentiment is like as well.
Definitely. Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity to be face to face with you. So we really would appreciate if you could drop us an email to marketing@roseview.co.uk if you'd like to book on this year for a factory tour.
So yeah, obviously you guys will be familiar with the majority of these, but let's just do a little bit of an overview of what our offering is. So the Ultimate Rose, obviously our flagship model, the one that we make the most of, and the one with the most unique selling points, but is constantly evolving. So if we just do a little bit of a refresh here on the standard specs, so you've got the mechanical joints with the TrueMech technology, so horizontal across the frame and vertical on the sashes. You've got the traditional globe hardware, which Keen can talk to you about further with some additions and a takeaway on some of the colors. You've got the traditional Astral bar with the chamfered externally and ovalo internally, and very narrow in keeping with what a traditional wooden window would have. And all of our Astral bars across the range are mounted onto an aluminium carrier bar, so you've got the 4 times better adhesion than just taping them straight onto the glass. One of the key points from a design perspective and therefore a sales perspective is the meeting style. It's the slimmest meeting style on the marketplace. There's no interlock. That is a solid section. So you're not getting any telltale signs there that it's made from uPVC. You've got another one no one else does on the marketplace is the side seam run through horns. So whereas typically you would see either a wraparound lip or the lip on the face of the horn, which again is a telltale sign that it's hollow. What we do is with some technology we got from Italy on a CNC machine, we're able to scribe it in from the side. So when you're looking at it face on, that just looks like a solid piece, just like the meeting style. So some optional features which are ever changing and we're always looking to develop. So first thing that's been out for probably 18 months now is the Seahorse sash horn. So we wanted something slightly more ornate than the standard run through. Just picked up locally from the architecture, and there's kind of pockets around the country that have this sort of style horn. So it's been very popular, only getting more popular. And obviously the great thing is that no one else does that type of thing. So to give you guys a unique selling point against competition, this is perfect for that. The no horn option seems to be coming back more and more. I mean, obviously, the Georgian style properties would have that no horn detail. I think a big thing for us as well is using the same kind of technology as what we do on the seamless. We're able to kind of scribe the vertical and horizontal profiles together in one. So again, there's no interlocks. It's only a 35mm section. And we're finding, more and more popularity, particularly in the kind of new build neo-Georgian kind of style, that no horns is definitely becoming popular. So make sure you've got that as an option. The chamber cover, a fairly recent addition to the range. Again, taking feedback from you, our customers, and some consumers, that having an open channel on the side is a bit of a telltale sign that it's PVC. So we worked with a hardware company to develop new hardware behind to allow it to slide in a very narrow channel, and then covered that in the brush. So now that gives you more of a kind of solid lead weighted kind of timber box feel. So again, the popularity of that is only rising. The chalk finish, something that we've had out for a good few years now, maybe 5 years. Again, in our position now, particularly as we've got a foiling company in our group, we have the ability to bring out these colors and almost set the market with the popularity without having to wait for the market to decide, and because that can take a while sometimes. And we'd definitely take feedback from you guys on that type of thing. If there's a color that you guys feel like would be a great addition, quartz keeps getting mentioned quite a lot as being maybe a popular color for this year. So again, that's one of our stock finishes based on that information. And we would love to hear from you on that, because we have the flexibility to do that now with the foiling company. So but the chalk been around for a while, but it's right up there as one of our most popular finishes.
We do advertise at a lot of exhibitions throughout the year, and it's quite astonishing to see people's reaction when they see the window on the chalk finish compared to the wood grain finish, how much it looks like timber.
I think, the feedback, Ian, is that, I like the standard wood grains too, but sometimes the standard wood grain could maybe be looked at as a fake texture, because if you had freshly painted timber or factory painted timber, then they're not going to have that grain to
Indeed.
it. So I think that's where the chalk is great, because you covered both.
Gives customers the option.
And we obviously have 3 white wood grains that we do, with the bright white grains, the crystal, the standard white wood grain, and the chalk, and all the same cost, all stock items. So detachable staff bead on the inside. It's had a couple of variations, so we're on a second variation now, which just gives you the ability to take them off on site if there's any damage done to them, which is a big thing, but been very popular. Obviously just hides the brush pile line on the inside, which I think has 2 benefits. One, I think sometimes with some consumers they can be overly of an issue in relation to the brush pile margin between the sash and the frame, and obviously it hides that. So from an install perspective, you've got a little bit more tolerance there, and obviously from the other point of view, it's a nicer detail to picture frame the window on the inside. So 50mm deep seal option, been around for a long time, but yeah, if you've got a job that's matching up with some solid hardwood, deeper front face sections, then that's available. The slim mullion option, again, we're working in the background to make a few changes to this, but yeah, you can share windows across one frame, so reducing the mullion section. Obviously you can't have an opener next to an opener because it's sharing the same balance chamber, but depending on the size of the window you've got, to add that extra glass area could be a great selling point. So the Heritage, obviously great window, still rehow as far as the profile is concerned, and was pretty much the foundation from where the Ultimate came from. We took what was the best on the market at the time, and then have just added to that over a period to make the Ultimate. So obviously great bones with this one. You've still got the chamfered detail on the outside. You've still got the white gaskets. You've still got the Ovalo detail on the inside. Deep bottom rail. All of these things exist. So just a summary on this one, as I kind of just touched on there. Key features: slightly bigger mid-rail 44 section compared to the Ultimate's 35. It is a welded system, but you've still got the slim profiles. Deep bottom rail, welded or mechanical. Acorn hardware, same color range as what we do on the Globe. And as I touched on before, the chamfered putty lines on the outside. So wide range of foil finishes. Again, we've been expanding that over time, and we'll continue to do so now that we've got Foil It in group. You've got the flat run-through horn, so even though it's not the side seam technology, we don't have the horrible wraparound that a lot of the market has when it comes to the run-through horn, so it's still a nice, clean, flat finish. And you've got PAS 24, 2022. That's across all 3 models, so that doesn't change. Trickle vents. Kian can assist you guys with kind of providing the information of the options, but early on, when we realized that it was, the regulation wasn't going to be changed anytime soon, we had to do something and not just accept the fact that, one option would be enough. So we've got a multitude of different trickle vent options, whether it's the Eclipse, whether it's the overhead, whether it's through sash, through frame. So really depending on both the nature of the install or the nature of the customer you're dealing with, we've got options there, and more options than anyone else. So that's really important to know. 225 projecting sill when needed. Charisma Rose. So it's kind of our entry model into the VS range. So it's slightly more modern in its appearance because of the slightly thicker sash lines, Ovalo on the frame and the sash. So again, slightly more contemporary. But there we go, 60mm mid-rail, welded joints, sculptured, as I said, same hardware as the Heritage, with same range of foil finishes, deep bottom rail option, again, still the flat run through or the dreaded clip on, and PAS 24 SPD. But what we always say, the reason why Charisma is cheaper is not because it's an inferior quality. It's just Uracell profile's cheaper, it's quicker to make. It doesn't have the authenticity of the other models, but it still shares a lot of the same hardware. So the fundamentals behind the window are still of high quality. So Caldwell balances, Era hardware, Yale. It's we've not gone cheap on the hardware to justify the price. It's just a quicker window for us to make. So And trickle vents, again, Kian can assist with providing all the information on that. And you've got the two projecting seal options, the 180 or the 210. So incarnation. So this is our secondary glazing suite. And if you guys aren't familiar, I genuinely think in the marketplace that we exist in now, and I think we'll get slightly worse as the year goes on, particularly after the budget takes effect in April. I think this is a great opportunity. I genuinely think that. I think if you go on the basis that the sash market can take care of that kind of high-end customer, bit of a budget, great. People with money will still have money after April. The other side is for people that maybe have the same issues that someone looking for new double glazing is exploring, i.e., that they're concerned about the acoustic, they want to reduce the noise, they want to improve U values, they want to make them more comfortable within the property they're in, but don't have the budget, particularly with what's coming up. This is a perfect scenario. This is what it's designed for. It's so easy to add to the arsenal of products that you sell. Because it is simple to do everything. It's almost more in keeping with fitting blinds than it is anything else. It's a dry fit, simple to order, simple to measure, and we will hold your hand through the whole process to kind of get you up and running. So, and we're going to invest a bit more in it as a system. We've got a new website coming out.
We do.
We've got online pricing coming. We're spending some money getting it more set up into our operating system for production, so it can take advantage of the automation and the automation notifications and all that sort of stuff, because we genuinely believe that it's there's a place in the market for it. There's not much competition, and I think it's an easy one for people to add to what they do. So
from an installation perspective as well, it's easy to install. It can be installed internally, and it's also non-destructive.
Exactly. You don't have conservation issues or anything to do with planning. And yeah, it really is take advantage of the simplicity. So comes in multiple different styles. So the VS, hinged, horizontal sliders, lift outs, the full range is covered for, as shown on the screen now. Shaped units, a possibility. We do equal leg and odd leg, and then we have the option of the subframe as well. So look, I think it's definitely something that more should get involved in. We can absolutely help with any marketing support, with any samples. And like I said, the online pricing tool is going to be massively beneficial, because again, with this, you want that kind of simple priced, accepted, done, and that's kind of what we're working towards. So product news, Kian, if you want to go ahead.
No problem. So towards the end of last year, we introduced two new hardware colors. These are graphite and pewter. These have been added to the range for the entire Rose Collection suite, which is Charisma, Heritage, and Ultimate. These are in replacement of our satin coloured hardware, which wasn't Hardex coated. Era, who are the hardware supplier, did slightly change the colour of the satin towards the start or mid last year, which had a bit of an effect.
That's it, Kian. Yeah, I mean, truthfully, we always liked the satin previously, but Era made a decision to change it, and it looks more like, well, it looks rubbish. Truthfully, it looks more like plastic or 3D printed kind of color. It's a strange one. So yeah, we got some negative feedback from consumers that were expecting it to be different to what they got, and we kind of personally thought it looks a bit rubbish. So. But just so you know, we are keeping some stock, because so if you do have to match up with their previous job, then we do have some. But we just figured that it would be natural to look at what other colors were available, and I think graphite replaces the satin, being that more kind of brushed steel.
It is, yeah.
Effect. So you've got the shiny chrome or that, and then we figured that if we're going through the hassle of getting a new color in stock, then maybe do it all at once, and that's where the pewter came in. I think it's just slightly different to anything else that we do. And now, yeah, we're fully stocked up with all of the hardware across the both. So
yeah, and it also gives, the pewter specifically gives that more traditional feel. It's kind of a mid-range between the antique black and a chrome effect, but it's going to be part of the new range. We are currently in the process of introducing some new hardware boards. So if you are looking to update your showroom with a new hardware board, give us an email at marketing@roseview.co.uk and we'll add you to the list. And as soon as we get these organised and sorted, we'll get one sent out to you. Second to that is egress kits. Cold Old Hardware, which are now owned by Yale, decided at the end of last year to discontinue their sash window egress kits. As a result of that, we no longer offer this as an option, but to comply with building regulations, a fire escape must be 450mm width by 450mm width, or a 0.33 meter squared area. When it comes to our windows, there is minimum sizes to achieve this. If you're tilting and sliding the bottom sash, that would be 900 by 1200. And if you were having a slide only window with no tilt facility, the minimum window to achieve this would be a 600mm width.
Yeah, I think just to add that, the egress kit was a pain. It wasn't our decision, Caldwell. I think it wasn't many people using it. And, that's the reason for it. I think the majority of scenarios will be fine if it's a period property. The sizes tend to be perfectly fine. I think the bigger issue is on new builds, where architects or designers sometimes fail to understand the product that they're specifying and make the holes too small. That's something we're working on in the background, to kind of speak to these people and do more seminars and try and educate these guys that, what size a sash window does need to be in order to conform. And at the same time, we're working with Yale on looking at any other. So there's no alternative in the marketplace for that egress kit. But we are, and Caldwell have said, or Yale, that they're happy to partner with us and look at maybe some alternatives of what we can do to the sashes to get a bit more opening. So that'll be an ongoing project. But where we stand at the moment is as Kian's just said.
10mm add-on for Charisma Rose. We've now discontinued the 10mm add-on for Charisma Rose. However, you can still get the 20mm and 50mm add-ons. And also for the Ultimate and Heritage Rose, we offer a 20mm and 40mm add-on alongside the overhead concealed add-ons as a trickle vent option. And at the end of last year, we also introduced a brand new product which complements our windows. It's not something that you can directly purchase, but it comes with every single window that you order. We previously used to use some old single-use skids, but coming from a sustainability point of view, where we've tried to increase our sustainability and reduce our overall waste consumption, especially from internal and also your end when you receive the windows, the new sash slides have been developed to provide much more stability on the windows and much more protection. The old skids sat on the underneath of the sill, whereas the new ones sit underneath the sill but offer some protection at the front, sides and back. Even better, they don't screech like the old skids used to.
That was annoying.
So when your order arrives, if you could kindly please put these skids aside by unscrewing the screws at the bottom, stick them in a small bin or tub, and on your next delivery, we will collect these back. And from there, they will be reused until they reach the end of life cycle. And at that point, they will be recycled. And also in the image, in the background of the sash slides, you can see we've introduced also a change in how we protect our windows for transport and dispatch. We used to use a lot of foam, but when it comes to recycling and sustainability, we've now moved on to some cardboard corner pieces, which provide the same protection. They are reinforced slightly with some thicker card inside, but they are much more easier to recycle from your end when you get the windows and store them or install them. So we also have a customer pack. This has been very popular. We introduced this kind of towards the end of 2023, start of 2024. This is a single PDF, which includes links to all of our marketing materials. And obviously, as we're introducing new support and marketing aids, this has started to grow. Some of the latest additions to this marketing pack are a new hardware guide. So this complements the new two hardware colors that we've introduced, both for the Globe and Acorn range. We've also introduced a trickle vent guide just to explain the available positions and also the options you've got for each model. So for example, Charisma Rose, you can only have a overhead concealed vent or through the sash, whereas on the Heritage and the Ultimate Rose, you can have every available option, including our new Eclipse concealed trickle vent, the overhead concealed trickle vent, through frame and through sash. We've also introduced a secondary glazing survey and measuring guide. This goes alongside some of the new updates that we're doing for Incarnation. That can be found on the customer pack. So if you would like an updated customer pack, once again, drop an email to marketing@Roseview and we'll get one sent over to you. Alternatively, you can access all of these on our new online trade hub, which I'll show you in a moment. Some other additions are a main brochure is going to be revamped this year. We currently started work on this, and we're also working alongside that the new secondary glazing brochure and a new secondary glazing website. We'll also be adding these to the customer pack alongside the Trade Hub also. These do include tailored guides specifically for homeowners, installers, architects, and specifiers. If you would like to keep up to date with anything that we've got, we do have a dedicated landing page, which is roseview.co.uk/sign up. From there, you will be added to our monthly customer trade newsletter, and you can receive all the latest updates that we send out. So, excuse me while I just disconnect the presentation. Just going to move over to here. So in the back end of our website, we've been working on some massive changes to our website, and this introduces a new scheme as well that we kind of mentioned in the previous webinar, where we kind of teased the trade partnership scheme. So we do believe in people buy from people and working closely with you, the installers. And as part of that, we're looking to introduce a trade partnership scheme. This includes a whole range of benefits, but the main benefit to this is having access to our Trade Hub. On the new website, this is just a demo site. It's not live at the moment, and it will become live by the end of the month. The idea is to have a main mega menu. We have found that homeowners do come to this website to try and find information and to find a local installer such as yourselves. So part of this will be a find an installer section. There's also the option to join our trade partnership scheme, or tips for short, and you can also log into the Trade Hub. So as a starting point, this is where you would log in. If you're not registered, you can fill out the form here. Once you're logged into the Trade Hub, you become a trade partner, you'll be given access to this. There are quite a few people already pre-registered, so if you have spoken to the sales team about the trade partnership scheme, you are on the list. Once this becomes live, we will send out a link with your login details and password. From there, you can then change the password to something more suitable if you're looking for a universal login for all your sales team members. Part of the Trade Hub will be some latest news. This is kind of where we're going to be introducing all of the news way before we send them out into the public domain, such as press releases and also on our newsletters. If you keep an eye out on here, you will see some stuff. There is a test sample here that I've set up this morning, but these are some previous things that we introduced last year. So keep an eye out for the news. We also have a marketing hub. This is a great feature. This will include every single documentation, sales aid, and marketing support that you can think of. It's broken down into some fairly simple areas, but the idea is you can either download the guides directly by clicking the button. This will open it in a separate tab, or what you can do is you can add it to a list, and you can also go back to the hub. So this is just documents. If you're looking to download our digital version of our brochure, you can also add this to the list. And there are some other small documentations that will come up. Just hold on. So you can get access to our logos. On here will be the entire suite of logos for both Roseview and the Rose collection. These will be a variety of PNGs, JPEGs, and vector files for your websites and for your print material. Once you've got all of this in the list and you're looking to kind of get access to it, just click download, and from there it will download as a zip, as you can see here, and then you can store that or use that as you wish. There will also be a technical hub. This is more for your sales and installation guys. There's going to be a whole range of videos that we're going to start to introduce. These are just some main product videos and an overview of our Seahorse sash horn when we release that. But then you can also have access to how-to guides. There'll be a whole range of how-to guides, and it's the same principle. You can also add these to the same drop list and download them from there. Also, as part of the Trade Hub, we're giving you access to our online services feature, which will allow you to download physical, not download, but request physical sales aids. If you're on the road and you don't have time to contact us here in the office, you can come onto the online services section, add these to your cart, select your quantity. For example, if you were looking for, say, 30 or 40 brochures to top up your showroom, This will then add it to a basket section here. You can also add color swatches. There will be a section on here for some color blocks. We introduced these last year, which are some offcuts of profile on an interlock rail, which we tend to sit on the sill of the windows just to show people the physical colors when they're fitted to the profile. And there'll also be some other documents and white labeled stuff that you can download or request. From here, place your order and it will come directly to the marketing team. And what we'll do is we'll check stock and availability and then come back to you and confirm and get these sent out to you in the post.
Very cool.
There'll also be a training section. This is predominantly for specific stuff. So there'll be a whole host of things such as technical guides, data sheets. So if you're looking for U-value material, even our UKCA certifications, SBD certifications, Past 24 certifications, and all the technical jargon, such as technical drawings and things, they will be on this section here. Same principle, you can add them to the list and download them into a zip folder. Also, when you are given access to the Trade Hub, you'll see when you log in, there is a small section here to request a trade partner listing. This is where you would need to request the listing for the Fide installer page on our main website. Simple form, please put in your contact details and fill this to the best of your ability. This is your responsibility to fill out. We kind of can't keep track of everybody's personal and company information to be completely accurate. So please fill this out as best as you can. It's important to make sure that the information being shown to the homeowners when they request this information is up to date and key. We can take your main website. This is just for the purposes of selecting the hub website if they're looking to view your site. But part of this, I'll show you in a moment, is a get in touch button. This is key. If you have any quoting engines or any specific lead generation landing pages that you have for your website where you're looking to get this information and gain your leads, put this URL in here and then this will show up. So I'll show you in a moment as a live example. You can also put your social media, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn profiles, and you can also include your logo. We do have some additional information which is key for homeowners and consumers, such as your fencer registration or if you're CERTAS registered. If you have a showroom or sample window, that's great to see, so people can see that at face value. You can also select the models that you offer from us here at Roseview. You can also tell people if you're a sash window specialist or if you specialize in conservation areas. So just as an example, I'll give you a quick show of how this would work. When a homeowner visits this part of the web page, they would put their postcode in and press continue. The system is automatically going to select the 5 local installers in the area. This map will load up. The internet connection here is quite slow, but it is zoomed in to Roseview, sort of quite close. From here, it will, like I said, it will show the email address, telephone number, and website. You can then select get in touch. I'll do that in a moment. I'll show you where that goes to for us. But it will show you it will show the homeowner the available models and all of the additional features. When you do request to become a trade partner, we will select the date from our history of when you started trading with us. We believe this is great just to show customers the longevity of how long you've been trading with us. And from there, if you was to select get in touch, it would load up your custom landing page, which for here I've selected our trade installers page, which would then be filled with either your quoting engines. We do have a dedicated quoting engine. If you would like to gain access to that, we can put you in touch with our marketing company and they will work with you to add this to your website. From there, that can be great for customers to fill out information such as the amount of windows they require, the type of design they require, and it just gives you some information more than just a generic contact form to be able to take that organic hot lead and work that to your best of your ability. So that's the Trade Hub, and that's the Trade Installation Partner Scheme. I will then just quickly go back into the presentation. Okay.
Good. I mean, just following up on the Trade Hub really key, and I think a big part of what we want to do this year as well is increase lead count organically.
Of course.
Roseview.co.uk, unlike the kind of more retail sites that we've got, is gaining more and more traffic.
It is.
And from consumers as well. I think we're always finding that the consumers don't just want to see they, they want to see the technical website as well as just the shiny retail one, and that they understand and want to get behind the technical stuff. So I do feel like it is going to be a decent lead gen opportunity.
Of course.
And likewise, a big part of what we want this year, kind of focusing on our customer focus group that we're building and investing in, is making sure we can get the information for you guys quickly. So the trade hub is obviously going to give that more instant. But likewise, we're kind of building the team. So we want to have the fastest reaction on everything. I think it's critical, particularly in a tougher marketplace, to make sure that time isn't lost. So if you guys need something, pick up the phone, we'll jump on it. Use the trade hub. We want to make sure there's enough cadence to really kind of push through any kind of black clouds and really just give you guys the best opportunity to make the sales, and likewise give you guys an opportunity to make something that, even if it's us that have made it go wrong, rectification as quickly as possible. So you keep still an advocate with your consumer and they're still happy with the overall process, even though something went wrong. I think that's massively important.
Yeah, so I just want to touch on, when it comes to the trade hub and the find installer page and your listing that you would have, it's a great tool to use, because it will backlink to our website and vice versa, backlink to your website, which is going to increase your SEO rankings, which is hugely important with a lot of changes going on with artificial intelligence and stuff that's going to be really kind of driving home.
So multiple benefits.
So it's multiple benefits. Please register. We do encourage to register as a trade partner, and drop us an email, and we'll get you signed up.
Cool. So we mentioned it before in the first webinar that from the beginning we've always been an advocate of live quoting software. So from the very beginning, we've had all of our products built into Tommy Trinder. That seems to be gaining more and more traction, and we're not moving away from that. We're still invested in that, and recently, we spent a lot of money bringing it up to speed as far as the product options and colors and everything like that. So you'll notice, Tommy Trinder has all of the latest colors on hardware and stocks and stuff like that. But one of our biggest software partner for the last 10 years really has been Business Micro. So that's what does our operating software internally for the production and for pretty much the whole business. And we've completely made that bespoke for us, and so we've got a great partnership with them. So it was completely logical that when they mentioned to us about them having a quoting software for our customers, that we'd be involved in that process. So I think it's probably been key in maybe 18 months that we've been working on this behind the scenes, because whenever you've got these sort of things, it's like you only realize how complicated your product's offering is and the options when you're doing something like this. But we're now at a stage where we're ready to understand who wants this. So for us, it was always a twofold thing that, we feel like, coming back to what I mentioned before, the speed of you guys being able to do a quotation, we'd sooner have you guys control that than us, and this gives you that ability. And the second thing is, the marketplace that we're in is one of a high end one, and I think the perception from the consumer is that they're expecting some kind of design software, or some kind of way for the quote to be presented, when it could be a number of £40,000 or something like that.
Indeed.
We need every stage to match the level of investment that the customer is going to be making, to give them the reassurance that they're making the right choice. So that's where our kind of mindset is with this sort of stuff. And so we're now at a position where I can kind of show you a demo of what Touch looks like, and then I'll come back to you as to, if you are interested in this, what to do. So
key feature of this is live pricing. Obviously, if you're in front of a customer and customers are price conscious with what's going on this year,
for sure,
it's great to be able to kind of give them that indication. Obviously you're going to need to add your markups on. The system does do this. Richard is going to show this, but it's kind of key to be able to just give customers that instant that instant information
if they want it, because some customers don't want that, but it puts the control in your hands, not ours, and I think that's important. So we will take you now to our dummy test account on Touch. So you'll start with a front page like this, which you have different levels that you can kind of make this your own. But it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty intuitive in relation to, various help guides, resources. We've done our own PDFs and we can do videos and things like that to talk you through it. And there's different opportunities as well. There's our latest news feed that we'll be tagging in. So they're the same kind of information that would be on the Trade Hub. You'll also get fed into here. And there's opportunities that you guys can expand upon with Business Micros directly. So what we're offering is the live quoting side to it. But Business Micros have different things that you guys can explore. So whether that's that you have a plugin on your website for a lead gen, whether you have the visualizer to, again, make it better for customers to understand what it's going to look like on their property. This can all be explored on here. They're a great company to deal with. And yeah, so looking at the side, it's pretty straightforward. So this is your home page. And if we start by creating a quote, so you'll notice on the left-hand side here, all pretty logical. You've got your standard VS variations in both square and arch top. You've got your multi-segments, you've got your bays, and you've got your one panel fixed lights. So really straightforward. And then that just runs down from Charisma, Heritage to Ultimate. So if we were to click on an Ultimate as a test, click on the most common choice, which is obviously opener over opener. Defaults to the same kind of way as we default it currently if you were to send us a quote, which is to have white wood grain as a standard finish. We've got gold hardware, and yeah, pretty straightforward as far as that's concerned. So if we start with the measurements, and for the sake of this, if we just go 900 by 1800, and let's go costs on, so you can see the cost. And this cost that's going to be showing you on screen is the cost from us to you. And then obviously there's the ability for you guys to add markups, set markups. So when you're sending it on to your client, that can uplift it. So 100%, whatever you want it to be, to include your fitting cost and margin. So then going back to the customization, just running down the list, it's really straightforward. It's all drop down boxes. So security level, SBD or standard, vertical split to be equal like it is now or offset. Staff bead, which we kind of talked about, yes, no, chamber filler, and it's all dynamic. So on chamber filler, as you guys know, you can't have the top sash tilt. So if I selected yes on here and then go further down, it's not going to have the option for both sashes to tilt. It's all kind of built in there. Sash horns and marketing are going to kind of tell me off here because I shouldn't really be showing this, but because this is my test system, this actually shows all of the horns, and you'll notice one here called Rico. It doesn't yet exist, but it will soon. So these are all going to be here, and obviously designs on the window as you go live. Fire escape, yes or no, pretty much. Fixing is fixing brackets. The great thing with colors, it's all linked to our main system. So if we add a new color to our offering, it's going to appear here. So you've got your standard colors, the 3 different whites that we talked about. Jet black, anthracite, quartz, which I said everyone keeps telling me is going to be maybe a popular color this year. And it's, again, it's all doing it based on what we stock. So we stock on whites. All of these are going to be on white. Sill sections, you've got your 3 there. And I think what's quite interesting as well, what you can do on here, which I think is pretty cool, is you have the ability, and it's all priced as well, to have RAL colors. So if you want to say, okay, I want to spray this window because it's not a color that you guys keep, no problem at all. You come down here and you can literally have any RAL color in different variations, inside or out, single or dual, and it's all pricing as you go. And that's the cool thing here. So you see the RAL surcharge for that spray. You can see the chamber filler that we added, the seahorse. It's all pricing live. You've got your various different add-ons, including for the top, you're going to have your concealed overhead vents, your different style add-ons. And likewise, it's all really well done. So if I wanted down here, you've got your hardware. Again, we're sticking to the rules that we apply as standard. So the polarizer and sash lifts are fitted. Your locks, again, this is going to, okay, at the moment it's set at gold, but you could have the different colors, including the pewter and the graphite. That's where I mentioned about the fact that it can only be bottom tilt or no tilt because it's got the chamber filler. And again, on the ventilation, if you wanted something like Eclipse, well, Eclipse is based on the ventilation going through the frame. So you go to this section here and you would pick EL 2500 with Eclipse. And then what that does, it doesn't show you a vent on the outside because obviously it's hidden, but on the inside you see the vent. And likewise, you take it up here, and it's then pricing for the Eclipse and for the trickle vent that goes within it. So it's really straightforward. Your glass options coming down here now. Thermo VFlex is obviously something we brought out recently. We talked about in our first webinar, but again, we've got the rules linked, so we know that if you want to achieve the 1.2 U value, you need the 1.0 glass. So if I select yes on this, it's going to default the glass group to all of the 1.0s. So then that's achieving the 1.2. Come down here, glass decoration options, Ashtigal bar, internal Georgian, leaded's there. We don't do a lot of it, but it's there as an option. And again, Ashtigal bar is really straightforward key. And so what you do here, you just go up to the top, you edit your measurements. You'll see that when I click on these boxes, it's highlighting different things around the window as to how many squares. And it's literally just how many squares you want across that span. So if I wanted 4 going across, then that's just going to change to have 4 going across. And it really just works like that. And again, dynamic pricing. So in amongst all of this, it's pricing as you go for everything. So that's how it works. As you can see, pretty straightforward. And then once you want to proceed forward or kind of send it through to the customer, it works really, really well. So so you have a summary here. You can duplicate, which is great. So if you want to duplicate because you've got all the same spec, but you just got different sizes, and that's the way you do it. Just do the duplication, edit the size, and keep going with that. But let's say there's just one random red window on this job that you're pricing. You give it a reference and then complete. And then in your view quotes here, you'll see various other ones that we've kind of simulated, but this just takes a while to upload to the system. Okay, so at the moment, what we've got set in the background for this test account is this markup. So that's the cost to you guys. That's what we're saying it is to the customer, including VAT. If you ever get a situation, because we don't see everything our end for GDPR, that it's not right for us to see that, but there may be occasions where you're stuck on a quotation, or you want to talk to us over the phone, then you need to just click on the show to admin. That's going to give us the ability to see what it is that you're looking at. So that's great. And then at any given time, you can kind of go in here, make sure that we add the customer's details. So Kian, I don't know if you can do, here we go. Let's just share all of my details with the world. That's fine. And let's put the address as Roseview. There we go. And then we save that. And then, so at any given time here, you can simply send customer a quotation, which is going to send the customer a quotation, which you will see, which I can give you an example of, to that value and send it straight into their inbox. So Kian, if you could just show us an example of what that looks like. So this is a different test window. You can change everything's customizable. So your graphics, your logos, and then this is what they change the pictures, whatever you guys want, and then this is what the customer's going to get. So they're going to get that detail, all of the information, any notes that you want, and more importantly, the price. This is a test one where we've got no VAT, so unfortunately we do have to all pay that. So that's touch.
Let's also show examples of the windows that we put from a marketing perspective. You can show some examples. They're not going to be exact, but this quote will show some examples of the windows. Fitted.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's customizable. So so I don't know if Kian, you can take me back to the kind of the main portal here. So you've got various things here. You have the ability to, at any given time, go into a quote that you've done and place the order with us. So you can just do that all from here. So again, if I go into here, you'll see the convert to order. You could do that. Then obviously we see at our end, then you get the order acknowledgement back. You've got the resource center, which we can plug in to give you all of the knowledge that you need. So it's almost like another trade hub as well as being a quoting tool. And I think that's really good. So look, really at the moment, if there is interest, if there's something that you want, that you think you'll use and you think will be a benefit, Kian, you can talk them through how they would kind of let you guys know, so we can get this kind of mapped out.
So if you are interested in kind of showing your interest for BM Touch when we get around to phasing it out and doing some live testing, please go to roseview.co.uk/sign up, fill out the form that's on that page there, and from there you can gain access. I'll just show you now. So visit this part of the website, fill out this form, and from there we will be in touch when we get to a stage that this is coming for live release.
So yeah, we've done the testing that we need to do. It's just a question of, obviously, if there is quite a few people that want to be part of it, then that's going to take a little while for us to get kind of set up our end. So yeah, if you're interested, fill out that form. Keane's going to get all the information, and we can get back in touch with you as to how that's actually going to work. So that's pretty much it, I think, Keane. I think
just one more thing. This year is a big year. We are going to be attending the Fit Show.
Yes.
So between the 29th of April and the 1st of May, we will be exhibiting at the Fit Show at stand Q60, which is just inside entrance of Hall 8. We've got similar size stand in terms of square footage, but our stand will look slightly different this year. So pop down. We do look forward to seeing you. Come and have a chat with us. Great opportunity to see the team face to face once again. It's at Birmingham NEC, so it's kind of central to the country. There is also going to be obviously everybody there from the industry. So yeah, we look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, I think we've got some cool new stuff to show. I think I kind of touched on another horn earlier on, which I'll get told off for, but things like that are going to be on show. And I just need you marketing guys to agree for us to be able to have a golf simulator on the stand, which so far I'm being overruled on. But we can still talk more on that. But yeah, please come and see us. Looking forward to that. So I think just an overall reflection, just to kind of like, we want to hear from you with anything more that you guys need. So please do that. If you've got ideas as to how we can be better as a manufacturer, if we can be better at what we provide you to make the sales, any feedback at all, that we want to listen and do something with it. So and if there's any topic again that for the next webinar that you guys want us to go through, then again we can make it more of a technical one, we can make it more of a fitting based one, we can do whatever you guys need, because ultimately we want to make sure that the time that you guys give up to let us do this that is of value to you. So cool. All right, well thank you guys. I think we're just going to do some questions now. Danny, appreciate that for the golf sim, thank you. Yeah, okay, so I don't know if we can overrule everyone now that Danny said that he wants to play the golf sim as well. So that's okay. Good. Let's just try and get a bit of movement behind that. So a few clients have asked them if the furniture has a brushed or matte gold finish. Yeah, it's a strange one. I've been really pushing for a more authentic brass, because I think brass is coming back, and mostly my wife keeps telling me that. At the moment, I'm struggling to get our designers to be able to simulate that color with the process that they do in Hardex, and everything that they've showed me so far has been rubbish, but I'll definitely explore that. Absolutely.
Just so you are kind of aware, Hardex coating is quite a long process in terms of creating that. It's to make sure the window hardware stays.
Yeah,
it's open to the elements.
It keeps the color. Yeah, it's not at risk, to salt water in the air and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's it's important that it has that. But it just seems like there's some limitations on some color options. So
I do have one question that someone did kindly email in at the start of the week. It was regarding the factory tours, actually.
Okay.
They were asking if we can do a virtual factory tour. They're located up in Scotland. Unfortunately, we can't do a virtual factory tour at the moment. It's something that we are considering. But obviously, we do like to see people face to face, and kind of have you here and host you here for the day. Factory tour does include a lunch. So we kind of have a break halfway through. Tends to run from around 10 till 2 in the afternoon, so you can get home in time. But we do offer, and the sales team can offer some virtual training. So if you are looking for some product updates and things like that, we can do a one-to-one session with you. Contact someone from the sales team or drop an email to marketing@Roseview, and we can get that booked in for you.
Okay, so just to touch on that, really, I think a big thing that I think we learned through COVID that I want to take more advantage of more key is the fact that if you guys are ever in a situation where a customer, because we get requests from them all the time from Instagram and things like that, if you want like a bespoke video on a particular detail,
Yes.
on a project that you're working on, let us know. We've got a team that can kind of just run a quick 30-second video for you showing that exact detail, make it personalized to your customer. I think it's a really nice touch to be able to, again, get across something because we're working on various things for you as assets. So like an options bar is one we're doing, which we want to include all the different horns, including the new one that's called Rico, by the way, and things like that. But I think those videos are an important part. So if you guys ever need something like that, then let us know. A question here: what noise reduction can you expect from secondary glazing? So that all tends to be based on how much space you can get from the primary window. But if you can get it sort of to 80 to 100, then you're looking at a decibel reduction almost beyond what you can get from acoustic glass in double glazing sash windows. So we have a full guide to the acoustic performance. Can secondary glazing be used in listed buildings? Absolutely. I mean, it's the point of why I think that there's an opportunity here, in the sense that it's treated more like internal decoration than it is external or architectural change. And I think that's where the opportunity comes in, to be able to add that at relatively low hassle for you guys. So that's definitely something that we want to support on. Surveying for secondary glazing, what do I need to consider? Well, we've got the pack that we can kind of send over and offer. But this is where you want to kind of consider where you're going to be making the fixing. Is the aperture completely square? Do you need a subframe that you can then scribe in to take care of some of the nuances of an older style opening? But we've got that all factored in with the range. And like I said, the survey guide is available.
We have the ability to match any sideline. Size of aperture as well. We can stack and couple secondary glazing as well. So
exactly.
Specifically in older Victorian Georgian properties, if you can't, homeowners can't replace the windows for either financial reasons or listed statuses, we have the opportunity to stack or couple the secondary glazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's everything. So just want to thank you all for your time. Appreciate it. More votes for the golf sim for the Fit Show would be appreciated. But yeah, thank you for your time. Anything at all that we can do, just please get in touch. And we'll let you know when the next one's going to be. So yeah, take care, guys. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you for joining.